Hey guys, today I want to do a video on the different stages of the game. For the newer player that just got into Rise of Kingdoms, a lot of time due to the non very specific or clear objective, people might get lost on what they're supposed to do at a certain time of the game. So hopefully this video is going to clarify just a little bit about what your objective is, or what you should be working on at different time or play time through the game. So here it is. The game, when you first created your town in a newer kingdom, the map is divided into three zones. If you This is a blue out picture of the map that you're able to see on the upper right corner of your screen. The outer ring is considered zone 1, then there's zone 2 and zone 3. Pretty early onto the game, you will have these level 1 pass. And these level 1 pass, once you occupy these level 1 pass, or is successful in holding those level 1 pass, then your alliance is able to build structures or territory onto the section that's attached to it. So the objective at the very early game is to grab as much territory as possible. Therefore, you can gather a lot faster, and hopefully, if you're lucky enough or strong enough, then you can get and occupy some of the altars, which offers buffs and stuff like that. So there's zone 1, 2, 3 for people that don't quite understand when people refer to different zones. Anyways, when you first start in the game, your main objective is individual build out. Now, by individual build out, you should be focusing on how to grow your town or how to do research to become a stronger player overall, rather than creating a town or creating a city, start training troops, focusing on combat commanders. Like, that is not what your objective is early on in the game. You should try to focus on how to upgrade your city hall to level 17 as fast as possible. The reason why is at city hall 17 you get 4 troop march. So 4 troop march is really helpful because you can have basically 3 gatherers and 1 troop out, just hitting barbarians, even defending your town, participating in some sort of alliance war, and therefore, or you can even have 4 gather at the same time. So having 4 troop march queues is vitally important. So make sure you try to get to City Hall 17 as fast as possible. Therefore, you should avoid fighting or combat as much as possible. The next thing we should be focusing on is your economic technology. When you're first starting off and you're free-to-play players, and I make a lot of guides for the free-to-play, just so that I can be more helpful to more people, is that you should be focusing on more economic technology rather than war tech, due to the fact that because you can gather faster, you can have more resource, therefore you wouldn't run into a lot of resource choke early on in the game, which will prevent you from developing and growing stronger. So this is before City Hall 16, 17, this is all you should be focusing on. Given that said, you should really, again, focus on your gatherer commanders rather than your combat commanders. The reason behind it is you are not able to do anything pretty much with your T2 troops, really, against it's just not going to be that effective. So with the same amount of resource used, you should use them on commanders that you're going to probably use about 16 hours a day rather than just 2 hours or 1 hour a day. And don't get baited into getting the Scipios and the Sun Tzus. Try to get your gatherers up. They will, I still use them now. So after 400 days in the game, I continuously use it, probably 20 hours a day. So these gatherer commanders are really good for the resource spent. This is when you're first teleported into a new kingdom, you probably have a lot of fogs. Make sure you explore those fogs as much as possible. If you're playing the game and your gatherers are out, there's not a lot of war happening, send those scouts out. Get those caves, get those villages. They're going to offer you, if you explore everything, not only that it's going to finish the achievements, but also it's going to give you a lot of resource, a lot of troops that you don't have to train, a lot of speed ups, a lot of experiences that you need for your commanders. So make sure you explore them. And not only that, you're able to see the battlefield or the map a lot better. Therefore, you can foresee some of the things that are coming your way. So explore your fogs. This is all you're doing prior to City Hall 17. Okay? Mid-game, this is where the things gets a little bit more interested, and this happens around when level 2 pass sort of opens. Because now there are more alliances that are able to get in and out of your territory, that are able to get in and out of your zone. So a lot of conflicts is expected. People want the level 2 pass, so people are trying to squeeze into that area. A lot of fights are going to happen. And this is when alliance buildings, passes, and diplomacy really kicks in. For you as an individual player, what you should be focusing on in the mid game of the level 2, level 3 pass, this is where the mid game comes around. You should be focusing now on more epic commanders. Epic commanders, more battle focused. And this is where you should be thinking about whether or what kind of main you want to be. You want to be infantry main, cavalry main, archer main. I understand there's Scipio and there's other conquering commanders. It really doesn't help you. It actually hurts you quite a lot to have those commanders, just because it gives you the confidence of burning towns. Now, when you burn a town, it actually kills your troops. And then you have to retrain the troops back, which costs resource. Now you're vulnerable to a lot of attacks. So try to prevent those things as much as possible. Get your garrison commanders. Now you should be focusing on your epics, like peacekeeping commanders, like Boudica, like Bell. Get your peacekeeping commanders rather than conquering commanders. So, and at this point you should be thinking about, okay, what kind of main do I want to gear into? So this is kind of the mid game of the thing. Make sure you donate. Make sure you click that help button as much as possible throughout the day. If you need teleports and some sort of speed up item, make sure you click the shop icon and you are able to grab some teleports, shields, stuff like that. So alliance at this point, this is where the alliance aspect really comes into play. Recruitment is very essential. Having a more tight-knit alliance is far more powerful than having whales into that alliance. So if you have a alliance that's just full of whales, but they don't really do anything to help each other or help each other defending or attack or anything like that, then when battle really comes to your door, no one is gonna help you. So get those activities up, talk to your alliance members, organize. This is where the mid game comes from. So after you get the pass or not get the pass or something like that, this is where after level 3 pass opens, the map or the kingdom should be pretty clear on what the big 4 alliances are. And, these 4 or 5 big alliances now needs to cooperate and try to have a more peaceful and a more cooperative kingdom rather than still try to grab territory and stuff like that. This is when the bigger management comes in. And I know some of the kingdoms are not going to be that cooperative, and that just kind of sucks. But there's nothing to do there. But rather than just migrate to a more organized kingdom, kingdom cooperation is essential to mid to late game. So what do you do as a player in right now? Participate in the events. Try to do the arcs as much as possible. Know your strength, know your weaknesses. Therefore, when the late game, which is the Lost Kingdom, opens up, you are going to be effective in the Lost Kingdom. Mid to late game is where you start saving up resource speed ups, AP pods. So you start upgrading troops, you start building war tech, you start preparing for the largest war that you would probably face for about maybe 120 days. So prepare yourself, man. Prepare yourself. Don't get so like war frenzy with it and just attack everyone that you see. And so what? You give up like 2 flags. If those two flags get you a more peaceful kingdom, take them down, right? Like talk to the person. That's very essential. And mid to late game, obviously, the Lost Temple, the center of the map, is there for grab. A lot of kingdom that are more organized will have alliance rotation onto the Lost Temple. So maybe week 1, Alliance A may have it. Week 2, Alliance B will take as king. And when you're a king, and of the kingdom, really your job at that point is not to serve yourself, but is to serve others. Make sure you have titles, title givers that gives out scientist, duke, justice, and what is the other one? Scientist, architect. So when someone asks, hey, can I have architect please, because they have a major building upgrade, make sure someone's online to give that title to that player within your kingdom. And all of these things kind of adds up to become the biggest and the strongest kingdom ever. At least you'll have at least a chance to fight in the KVK. If you don't do these things, it will be hard for not only you as an individual player, but the kingdom as a whole to even go into KVK and not be just a pack of candy for people to grab kills from. So anyways, I hope this helps. This is pretty brief. I'm trying to run through this really quick. 13-minute video. I hope this helps. So if you have any question, and I know there's a lot of things I haven't covered yet in this video, but this is just for people that are starting to get into the game. So if you have any questions, feel free to add me on Discord, ask me any questions, or just comment down below, hey, Arrow, and I have this question, what should I do at this point? And I will try to reply as soon as possible. So anyways, I hope this helps. Bye.